Jeffrey Epstein mentioned Donald Trump by name multiple times in private correspondence over the last 15 years or so. These are newly released emails obtained by CNN that show Jeffrey Epstein bringing Donald Trump up in conversations with Ghislaine Maxwell and the author Michael Wolff. We got them after members of Congress got their hands on them after they subpoenaed Jeffrey Epstein's estate, which in turn handed over thousands of documents to Congress. Now, in these emails, there's one that is a few years after Jeffrey Epstein got that sweetheart deal down in Florida, where Trump is referenced specifically by the late sex trafficker. Jeffrey Epstein writes in this email to Ghislaine Maxwell in April 2011 and says, "I want you to realize that that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Redacted spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there." Maxwell responded and said, "I have been thinking about that." Now, the name of this person was redacted by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee because they say she is a victim of Jeffrey Epstein's. But shortly after these emails were released, Republicans on that committee identified her as Virginia Giuffre. She's one of Jeffrey Epstein's most prominent survivors who died by suicide earlier this year. The Republicans are noting that in her book that she wrote, she talks about how she met Donald Trump, but does not accuse him of any wrongdoing. Now, of course, Trump himself is not actually a party to these emails. He is simply only talked about in these emails, and he has denied any wrongdoing and hasn't been accused of any. In another email that was released by the committee, the author Michael Wolff and Jeffrey Epstein are talking when Donald Trump is in office. This is in 2019. And Jeffrey Epstein seems to reference when Trump was saying that he had kicked Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago club. Epstein writes, "Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop." Now, that doesn't have any context in this release, but it seems to be a reference to what we actually heard from Trump earlier this year, when he said that he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago club. The White House says for being a creep, and Trump says because Ghislaine Maxwell was poaching women from his Mar-a-Lago spa. Now, all of this comes as in Washington here, a new House Democrat is set to be sworn in on Wednesday, which would make her the 218th vote on that discharge petition to release the files the Justice Department has in relation to Jeffrey Epstein.